Hi, I'm Rachel.
Did you almost forget what to say there?
No,
and I'm Meg.
Rachel.
You had this look in your face like you went somewhere far away. You were like, "No, I can't. Not again." I mean, that's fine. That's
because I have a Stanley Cup-sized Nick's mixed signal drink in my hand.
Man, you have alcohol. Oh, I'm underprepared. I know. I haven't done this right in a long time. And I'm Meg, and this finally, after 100 years,
last.
is Ger Can Get It. This week, we are watching Antony and Cleopatra, which is hot middle-aged people rubbing themselves on the furniture while history happens elsewhere. I know you're excited. This is exactly what we should be talking about at all times. This is a Ger special. Let us begin.
If they gave awards for makeouts on screen or stage, this guy would get a lifetime achievement. He'll find any excuse to get right, to sucking face. You honestly wouldn't believe it. Dissecting each and every kiss with tongue. There's only one conclusion to come to. It's that Ger can get it.
God, what was? I mean, it was Shakespeare, so I can't be like, well, that was badly written.
You can.
I think you can. I think the discussion needs to happen. Is Shakespeare the original mediocre white man? Kind of.
I'm okay. So here, I feel like this is what I'm learning from Stratford and from Ger and from watching more theater in the last 2 years than I have in the last 37 years of my entire life, is I'm realizing that like the Shakespeare plays that I have seen movies of and seen in real life and like that I read in school, like those particular few plays, there's maybe a reason why I was reading those plays and not, let's say, Winter's Tale or Antony and Cleopatra.
Or Cymbeline.
Or fucking Cymbeline. I am still not emotionally over Cymbeline.
Oh, that's why I haven't heard of this one. Oh.
I saw some review somewhere online recently that was like, blah, 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 last year's Cymbeline and how amazing it was. And I was like, was it? It was just fucking weird. It was so weird.
Well, I mean, the play itself is what it is.
Yeah, but somebody chose to put it on.
And then they made it like they had just binge watched Lord of the Rings and Rings of Power, and they were like, what if everyone looked like fucking elves? And everyone was like, what? And they were like, I have the power, you can't stop me. And then they just bought all of this fabric and threw all the cheapest, gaudiest cosplay fabric at the fabric department, and they were like, work with this. And they were like, maybe we could do some beading. And they were like, yeah.
And also golden wings.
Right. And then there's this one woman that they keep casting in these Shakespeare plays. And I think she's in Antony and Cleopatra as one of the aides. And she was in Cymbeline. And like, no shade on this woman, but she has an underbite and it gives her kind of a washy speech. It's like a sound when she's talking. And so she's trying to deliver these incredibly complex Shakespearean lines that have a lot of twisty dialogue. And she has a bit of a lisp. And like, God bless you, my child. Fucking slow down. I can't understand what you're saying. She's like, just like, please stop. And she was a main character in Cymbeline. She was the lady that pretended to be a man. And then everybody thought she was dead because that's a big shocker in every Shakespeare play.
Was that's the daughter?
Yeah.
Right? The daughter of Lucy Peacock, who may or may not be called Cymbeline.
Yeah, she may not have been in Antony and Cleopatra, but the lady who was one of her aides reminded me of her because she had the same problem.
I know that Charmian was the same lady who played Mrs. Ford in Merry Wives, which took me like 4 viewings to get because I don't know what it is. If you have short hair in one thing and long hair in another thing, you're a different person to me.
Yeah,
I have this weird kind of hair-based face blindness.
So the lady I'm talking about was in Cymbeline as the daughter. And then she was also in that staging of Much Ado About Nothing that we saw.
Yeah.
And she was the Mercedes. She was in both. And I had the same problem both times, which is just she talked really fast. She has a bit of a lisp, and I literally could not understand what she was saying. And like, they have got to get these people to slow down. I get it. There's a lot of Shakespeare to get through, and you want to sound conversational. You want to sound like you're speaking conversationally. Great. But also sometimes, even Ger got tripped a couple of times where he was like on a roll, and then he's like, oh, okay, hang on. Actually, I took a left turn at Albuquerque, and he had to like whoop, back up, and he like glitched. He like hit one eye twitch, and he like shook his head like, oh, wrong arm.
I don't know why I like. Maybe just because it makes him seem human and fallible, and not like a robot Shakespeare sex god. I don't know. I like him being like, wait a second, nope, wrong word, nope, back it up, roll it back,
roll
the tape back,
roll it.
So my thought was, that I had to Wikipedia half of the plot because everything happens off stage except for the sex, which I'm not against. I want to make it very clear. That is the exact correct proportion of things happening to sex. Like, thumbs up. But I thought I would go through and give like a real quick, here's what Wikipedia says happened, and that from my recollection feels about right. And then we could just spend 2 hours talking about Ger scratching his balls, because that was my favorite part.
Yeah, and the like, when he like, give me a kiss that will repay me, when he's like, yeah, I think I know what I need from you. And she's like, okay. We broke up. No, we didn't break up. We broke up. No, we didn't break up.
I like that the way that they played this was they were like, you know what? I don't want anyone to miss the double entendres. What if they weren't double entendres? What if they were just me physically grabbing my genitals and pointing at them real hard?
What if I made this joke like obvious?
For
what
3
if I
hours?
just like drew a dick on the wall, and they were like, draw a dick on the wall, Ger, that's fine. And he was like, yes, that's Shakespeare.
I am an artist.
Shakespeare? You mean this spear? This spear, bitch, shakes it.
I made a pun with my dick.
With my dick.
So what we are discussing is the Stratford.
Oh, is that okay? Roll it back.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you see how I just ease.
Hang on, I'll do the Ger glitch. Wrong leg, wrong one. Okay.
Is the Stratford version of Antony and Cleopatra, and it's from 2015. It is available online. You can purchase it, or I think maybe even rent it through the Stratford app. It was like $10. Just go buy it. Support Stratford. It's regional theater. It's great. It's awesome. It's Ger, and like we just said, most of this entire play, you don't have to understand what's going on, the political history. All you need to know is Ger wears a caftan for like 90% of it, and he is grabbing at everything under the caftan for 89 of that 90%. So like,
is he freeballing under the caftan?
I choose to believe he is. That is my headcanon. That is my personal headcanon.
He is so sweaty. There's no way they got shorts on that man fast. No way. They just whipped that caftan up.
Fast. It just shot up and shot down. He's pre-lubricated.
He is sweaty 10 minutes in. 10 minutes in, he looks disheveled. He is
which okay, I'm glad that you mentioned that. And like, I'll get to the plot in a second. Who cares a shit about the plot? No one cares. But like, the lighting in this, we both discussed that the lighting in this version of the play was so weird and so dark. So the fact that everyone is sweating their balls off is even more bizarre, because there's like one stage light. There's like one bare light bulb above the top of the stage.
Just
why
the ghost
is everyone why is everyone roasting like they're going to die? Like, I don't, because you're right. Everyone looks like they ran a mile.
So many layers. And these are probably all polyester. They're wearing plastic bags. That's what they're wearing.
I know. Well,
I need 2 things from the Stratford costume department. Like, Stratford costume department sometimes fucking knocks it out of the park. Okay.
Oh yeah.
La Caja full, beautiful. No notes, none, 0. But who do they get to do the Shakespeare plays? Is it the fucking interns? Because it feels like that. I need 2 things. I need someone with some knowledge of color theory to be put on there. Because no one as dark as Cleopatra should be put in those dark clothes and put on stage in a darkly lit stage and expect to be seen as the main character.
Yeah.
Fuck off with that. Ger is wearing like polyester caftans, browns and reds with the cheapest looking trim I have ever seen in my life. Give it to me. I can I can't necessarily do better, but I can give you notes.
Well, and it's funny because so I went to Stratford this summer really briefly in the beginning of July, and I saw Winter's Tale, and part of Winter's Tale I don't think it's set in Rome, but it's like Rome adjacent. I don't remember the name of the kingdom, but it's like in that area in that sort of ancient Roman time. And so they're wearing like Roman soldiers' uniforms, and then it's the same uniforms that you and I saw them wearing in whatever play it was that we saw them where they were wearing Roman uniforms. I don't even was it?
There's Romans.
It was one of them.
There's Romans in Cymbeline because it's the Romans attacking.
That's
the
right.
Celts.
The Romans versus the Lord of the Rings elves. Yeah.
Yes.
So those Roman uniforms I thought were really beautiful, and they've held up from last year to this year. Like they've been taken care of. Like, and they look like real armor, and they have like a nice like metallic lighting to that. Like when you hit them with the lights, like they still look like they're real metal. I don't know where they got the uniforms for Antony and Cleopatra, but they look like hard plastic, and it breaks your heart a little bit. And It's not even just like that thing where the breastplate is sort of shaped like your man pecs with like little abs on the bottom, but there's like that little molded disc between the boobs, and it just sort of the moobs, and it just sort of looks like a cheap Halloween costume, or like something like
like
that
a spirit
someone
Halloween
from Star
woman.
Trek would wear on an alien planet. Like I don't know. It just
normally they're great. That's my only complaint, because I know they can do better, because I know they're better than this.
Yeah.
And Cymbeline was the same. They had like, I could tell you that was like remnant fabric from the Joannes of yore. the cosplay fabric somebody bought and couldn't figure out how to stitch. And it was the same in the whatever Cleopatra was wearing. She was a beautiful woman.
Oh yeah, Yana McIntosh.
They did her dirty.
Yeah,
they could have. Her wigs were gorgeous. Well, then let's set the wigs off. The wigs start off gorgeous.
Thank you.
Yes. Let's give her some. She could have been in like white or light blue or like a light orange, like any kind of a brighter color, and she would have popped off the stage. But instead she disappears into the set because she's so dark, and they put her in dark clothing and a dark wig. And
just a lot of weird choices.
Yeah, because it took away from Ger. I'm here for Ger, and instead I'm like, no, you can't just give her a couple of metallic accents and think that's going to make up for it.
Well, it's like you said. So Yana McIntosh, beautiful woman, powerful actress. Like, you just need to compliment her. Like, that's all you need to do. Just like, don't take away from her. And there was very little lighting. They had everyone who was Egyptian wearing like dark goldy brown tones. And then as they went on, it did seem like Cleopatra's clothing went from like taupe to dark brown to blacker black. And there's no lighting at all. There's like one single light bulb, and they unscrew it halfway through the play. And then her wigs get like cheaper and cheaper. First off, like they change her wig every scene, which does feel correct for Cleopatra. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But like it gets like slightly cheaper every scene. And the very last wig looked kind of plasticky and again sort of Halloween-y. And then they gave her that sort of prototypical Cleopatra headdress, the sort of gold. Is it a gold vulture? But the one where it's like the two gold wings, like a wing down either side, and then like the bird's head kind of going up in the middle, or like a snake.
Oh God, there's a bird that
condor
you find in the Nile. Oh, not a crane. So whatever Osiris is. Not a falcon. Hold, please.
Yeah, I know Ra was a falcon. I don't know what Osiris was. Ibis?
Yeah, maybe an ibis.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
But like it's that like I feel like we've all like if you close your eyes and think about Cleopatra, you're thinking of that gold headdress because everyone always sticks her in that. So they put this kind of pretty, kind of nice. I mean, if you're in the audience, you're just seeing gold in like a shape that you know. So like it doesn't have to be that fancy. You're seeing this gold headdress on top of the world's cheapest, crappiest wig and like the dowdiest clothing. And even in her final death scene where they like try to make it look like she's wearing her fanciest finery, it still felt kind of chintzy. And I was like, no, you don't do this to Yana McIntosh. Fuck you. Fuck you. This is a beautiful, talented actress playing Cleopatra, like the goddess of all goddesses. Do better.
Yeah,
Do
I feel
better
like
with her.
we saw that staging of Much Ado About Nothing.
Yeah.
And they did such a good job with what they had. I was thrilled. It was amazing. I was like, oh, they do a really good job with Shakespeare. That's fucking amazing. It was my first Stratford play. And then I feel like every Shakespeare play we've seen after that, I was like, who?
Yeah.
Did you fire the people that did Much Ado About Nothing? Because we saw Cymbeline clearly had a lot of work put into it. Wasn't all work isn't good work, but it had a lot of work put into it. The light up tree, particularly. And then we
I
saw.
don't know how to feel about the light up tree.
What was the one that we saw where they just dressed them in 70s outfits?
Oh, 12th Night.
12th Night. And there were a couple of light up balls. And that was the stage. That was it. It was like dust bunnies, a light up ball, and people in 70s outfits.
Oh, and Winter's Tale had a light up ball too. Maybe that was the same light up ball. I totally
light up ball.
I forgot about it. And they didn't have. I will say, I liked in Winter's Tale. I don't want to discourage anyone from going to Stratford this season. I want people to go and see stuff.
Oh no, it's worth going. The actors are doing the work.
Yeah,
I'm asking the stage directing.
Well,
to be
it's so inconsistent that it's sort of surprising. Because I will admit, because our first play there was Much Ado About Nothing, and because Maeve Beatty and Graham Abbey and the lighting people and the costume people and the set people were all like running
on
like
it.
Full capacity.
Fucking on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That because that was the first one, that is the bar I've set in my head. And so whenever we see anything that doesn't quite match that level, I'm always like a little disappointed. And in Winter's Tale, there's not much in the way of a set. And there is a weird section in the second half where they're just like trying to fill time, and they have everyone wear giant animal masks and giant wooden animal dicks, and they do a big dance together. And I was like, I don't know what to do with this emotionally. This is like 10 minutes of people grabbing wooden broom handles and pretending that they're giant dicks. Is this in the play? Is this in the directions? Like, I don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
It's a weird
because
play.
Shakespeare was the original mediocre white man.
I know.
Fuck boy.
I know. It probably was exactly in the play.
Yeah, you know what he thought? He was like, I'm going to write this so good, they're going to tell my dick jokes forever.
I think
it fucking worked.
Exactly correct. It did. Yeah, it did. So it's like a weird play, but it's more weird because of what's on paper. I don't know if they added the dick dance. It was a weird dick dance, but like the costumes I thought were pretty decent. They have Ger as like a trickster hobo merchant. So he has like a little cloth on his head. He's wearing a coat of many colors. He's dancing around. He's got like 300 pockets inside each sleeve because he's like the guy that steals from you. He does a little sleight of hand. I love it. It was great. It was fine. But there's very little in terms of the set, but it works for the scenes. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're outside to like throw down a little blanket with like some flowers on it. You don't have to have a whole lot.
You don't have to have a whole lot. No. If everything else is working together, you're fine. Yeah.
And they were thoughtful about lighting, like when they're in the fields and stuff, like the lighting feels like we're outside in a field. And then there's a scene where we're supposed to be like underground in a mausoleum, and the lighting is sufficiently like serene and austere. And then there's a statue that we end up focusing on in the mausoleum, and so they have the lighting like focused on the statue. And I'm like, great. Like it doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be like techno dancing lights, but like that there's not a lot happening, and it's enough. It's great. But then on some of these plays, I'm like, could you 2 more light bulbs? I will give you the light bulb budget. Do you need me to like up my membership level?
You wanted me to? I wish you could like adopt a Shakespeare play. Like they would put it up for you to adopt a Shakespeare play, and you could put your money specifically to, because it started. Sometimes it feels like the Shakespeare plays are the ones where they put everybody who didn't get a role in everything else. And I hate that for those actors because a lot of them are really, really good, and that's not the case at all. But
when it's weird,
because we're throwing so much money at like Kaja Foll and Something Rotten and all of which they're great and they're wonderful and they're put on beautifully. You don't have budget left over, so you're clearly recycling stuff from which is fine.
But I wish that they would leave literally some budget for the Shakespeare plays, because
Yes.
Stratford started as the Shakespeare Festival. It only got these other musicals and other plays and things like more recently. So I'm happy. La Cage aux Folles was life-changing. It was wonderful. I'm so happy that I got to see it. I would see it twice a day for the rest of my life.
I wish they'd
restage
restaged that. Like, Something Rotten was great, but I'd go see La Cage aux Folles again every year.
Correct.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You and I have talked about this. I am kind of flabbergasted by the selection of plays and musicals and stuff for next year. Like, I don't get what the deal is. I'm a little confused, but yeah, like I'm super happy that, that they're doing modern plays. I'm happy that they're doing musicals. Like, I love all of it, but like, what, you're taking literally every single penny out of the Shakespeare plays. And sometimes they manage to make it work. And sometimes you're just like, God damn it. Like, you can't afford anything other than the Spirit Halloween version.
Yeah.
Then don't have them wear plastic armor.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, put them in suits. I don't know. Be like, it's a modern adaptation. Like, just like fucking something.
I did like in this one that they added the second level, because that Tom Patterson does not have a second level. And so they add that scaffolding across the top. And Ger gets up there and delivers some soliloquies from the top. And it was nice. It gave you a second layer for that stage, which is otherwise just that thrust stage out into the middle.
I'm still a little bit confused by Tom McCandless's character, Enobarbus. Why the play starts with him just staring at everybody like a creeper from up top.
Was his accent? Is that his accent?
That's what Tom McCandless sounds like. Enobarbus with the Teen Jesus haircut.
Oh,
and he dies from sadness. Enobarbus, yeah. That's Tom McCandless. I don't know.
Okay, he had the weirdest accent.
Really, I am thrown by the guy who played Lepidus. Who I looked up Lepidus. I was like, where? You know what it felt like? It felt like Geordie Johnson all over again, where I'm like, where the fuck are you from? And they're like, Ontario. And I'm like, how? How is that your...
Well, the Enobarbus or whatever, he just had, maybe you know what it was? He was probably trying for diction. He was like, I'm going to pronounce the fuck out of these words. Because he came on and it was jarring. He has like a very weird way of speaking. Yeah, he's the one that leaves, and then Antony's like, I'll just send you your shit, I guess.
That's him, yeah.
And he's like, oh my God, he's so nice. And then he dies of sadness. And then like 5 other people die of sadness. So it like totally diminishes his death of sadness. Everyone dies of sadness. So like, you're not special, Enobarbus, but whatever.
Yeah. This is such a weird, I was Googling and Wikipedia's like, some people call this a problem play. And I'm like, you think? You fucking think? This is such a weird play. But I love Tom McCandless. I love him so much. I made him a little uncomfortable because that's what I do with actors in Stratford is I like breathe at them and they're like, okay, we need more security. So I was waiting outside of, I know. I scared Gordon Miller. Gordon Miller has not been back since I talked to him. And I'm feeling a little bit like personally, like maybe it's my fault. Gordon Miller, you're not going to listen. I'm so sorry, sir. I wasn't going to hurt you. I don't know why you seem to think.
We were mentally not there. I'm so sorry. It wasn't me who talked to you. I don't know who it was. Something took over my body.
I still cannot, but I still feel a little bit bad that I was like, hi, hello. And he's like, I have a wife and children. And I was like, what vibe am I giving off? I'm not here to kidnap. Why do I seem like I'm going to hurt you?
Are theater groupies a thing? I am so sorry.
I have now determined that at Stratford, I don't think theater groupies are a thing. I think it's us. And they all feel real weird about it. And I feel real weird about it too. I'm sorry. I won't stand there anymore.
Here we are.
I'm so sorry. So I know we're going to talk about Antony and Cleopatra. I just need to very briefly.
We are talking about Antony
we will.
and Cleopatra.
We'll get
I know. This is fine.
I know.
No one needs to know.
I know. It's fine. The play is dumb. Everyone's hot, but the play is dumb. So I went to see. So as an aside to the aside, I think the play Forgiveness is only playing a little bit longer in Stratford. If anyone has a chance, you gotta go see. I cried the whole time. I didn't know anything about that period of Canadian history, and that we had our own internment camps for Japanese Canadians, and it was so I'm so happy that that Stratford is doing all these modern plays, and I found out that one of the actors in it is the one who adapted the book into the play. He's the playwright. Cool. It was amazing. It was so good. So like almost all
Oh
the
no,
actors in
go
that
to
were
Stratford, see the plays. I'm not
Yes.
telling you to stop.
great. Yeah.
I'm just asking Stratford. We all love you.
Yeah.
Try a little harder
A
on
little
the
harder, yeah.
Shakespeare. Just
Yeah,
a little bit harder on the Shakespeare.
I will maybe say that like in line with what you were saying earlier about that one actress who maybe like talks a little bit too fast. There's this one actor, and I'm not going to say his name because maybe I follow him on Instagram, and it's fine. And he's very nice. He's very nice, and he does a good job. And he's a young man, and he has time in his career. But sometimes when he talks, like in a play only, not in real life, he kind of channels Goofy a little bit. And like I need that not to be the voice that comes out of a human body. A little bit. That's like his mean, his like tone. I don't get it. And he's in Forgiveness, and let's say also Anne of Green Gables. So if you want to put two and two together, you can. But like, I like him. He's great. I want him to be in more things. But like, I just need someone to like calm him down just a fucking little bit,
bro. Be you.
Yeah, not cartoon
You
character.
is the
you
character. Yeah, not the cartoon.
It's a little.
Character,
I want to like hold you by the shoulders and be like, shh, be less. But it's like, it's great and it's wonderful. And Winter's Tale was surprisingly moving. Everything this year made me cry. I don't know if I was on my period or what, but like the whole time I was just weeping. Anne of Green Gables
into it.
Anne of Green Gables was great. It says it's a children's play. I enjoyed it as a weird single adult in the back. And then I like stood outside and waited for Maeve Beatty, and everyone who came out again looked at me like, why are you here? Are you going to hurt us? And I'm like, no, I just want to see Maeve Beatty and tell her I really liked her and she's very nice and cool. And then I saw her and my brain went away and I was like, hello. Fucking
hi. Touch my stuff.
It was I can't stand by a stage door, and it was really funny because she was the last person that came out, and so like everyone else came out, and I was like, I know you from things. Like it was awful. It was.
I love that we're groupies. That we're like, I love you with that, and you know,
why are we the only groupies? These are like the most talented actors. They've been on.
I think
so
there's
much.
Theater actors that get that, but I don't think there's every theater actor gets that. So like, it's like when who's the guy who played the main guy in La Cage aux Folles?
Oh, Steve Ross.
Yeah, Steve Ross. Yeah. So when we met him outside, he was like, "Oh,
I fucking love him.
Thank you." And you're like, "Yeah, obviously, you fucking crushed it." Like, I wish there was a way that everyone could see that production of La Cage aux Folles because watching him put on makeup and sing at the same time, and then the like, "Here's Mother" scene where he like, it was so perfect, and it was so well done.
Yes.
And we're not talking about Antony and Cleopatra right now. But what I'm saying is, like, I know we joke about it, but they do appreciate, I think that they do appreciate the people being like, I've seen you in these 3 plays and you did a really good job. And if they don't, I'm sorry, but I'm going to do it anyway.
I feel like I thought that like little weirdos were standing at the door always, but I think we're the only little weirdos. And so every time the door opened from literally any of the theaters, everyone was like, and I'm like, I'm not here to, I just want to say you guys did a good job and thank you. And will you send my little, will you send my little picture? I brought
Touch
a picture
my stuff.
I can't do it anymore. I tried and like I feel bad about it now and they made me feel weird and like I don't, because it was like I got every single reaction. I got all the reactions. I got the like, should I bring out Mace? And I'm like, no, I'm here for a friend. I'm friendly. And then they would sign stuff. And then I got the thing where they were like, should I try and have a conversation with her very briefly because we're all human people? And it turns out I'm not prepared for that. It turns out I don't have that skill set anymore because I work from home. So they're like, I really like working here. And I was like, I bet you do. Like I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, you like working. Yeah.
I also like your job. Like I was like, I got nothing. I got nothing to say. I'm sorry. And then I got the ones where they're like, okay, all right, if I sign this, will you not kill my dog? And I'm like, I promise not to kill your dog. And they're like, okay, I'll sign this. Bye-bye. And then, so I waited for Ger at Winter's Tale, and he left faster than the other fastest actor. Because I was there when the second fastest actor came out, and he was like, oh yeah, no, Ger leaves like way before any of us. And I was like, foiled. But I had my little poster from London Assurance, little postcard, and I was like, oh, like half the people London Assurance are in this. I'll just have them sign stuff. And so I was like waiting, and I got some of the people, and Yana McIntosh was in the play, but she I guess knew I was a weirdo and left at a different door. That's fine. I'm not taking it personally, Yana McIntosh. I love you. And then so I was waiting at the door. And Tom McCamus comes out, and I was like, hey, hi, I saw you in Macbeth, and also the thing that you just came out of 2 seconds ago. You did real good. You did a good job. And he was like, thank you. And then he had to walk 4 feet over and like unlock his bicycle in complete silence for like 10 minutes of fucking around with the bicycle lock. And I was like,
side-eyeing you the whole time. Probably why it took so long. He was like, is she getting closer? I don't know.
My hands are shaking. My hands are shaking.
Your breath is steaming in the air.
I was like, you know when it's like been 5 minutes and your brain's like, shit, it's been 5 minutes of silence. Is it weirder to
weird?
Talk now?
Is it me weird? Is it he weird?
Is it
he
better
didn't talk either? Is that okay?
Is it better to maintain the silence? And I gotta point out, I don't know that he doesn't know who I am, or if he does, it's because he's seen like a picture of me with like a big X through it that's like, do not let backstage. But last year when you and I both went, I was trying to finish editing one of the episodes of GCGI, and I was at Balzac's at the coffee shop, and I was sitting there with my laptop with the Ger Can Get It picture of him in the fucking trunk on my laptop, like on my the sticker on the back of my laptop lid, sitting there. I might have even been wearing like a Forever Night t-shirt. I was a real freak. I was just embracing my freak. Sitting there in the coffee shop with my headphones on, being like, "Oh, I'm editing so seriously.
I'm editing my podcast about Ger."
I fucking hate myself. So Tom McCamus came in, and he was getting like a cup of coffee or whatever, and he kept looking over at like the laptop, like the back of the laptop sticker, being like, "What? The fucking what?" And I was like, "Hello, like you're like I am working on my computer." It was so like, if he recognized me at all, he was like, "Oh, that is the insane freak that Ger wants nowhere near her because she seems dangerous and unhinged." I'm like, "No, this is a fun podcast for everyone." Like it was fucking. So I am now twice mortified. I know that Tom McCamus doesn't know who I am, and I need to believe that he doesn't know who I am. But it was every time I see him, I'm like, "Hello again, sir." Hello. But poor Tom McCamus, he was in. So you were talking about, like it would be cool if we could sponsor a play. Well, this year for Macbeth, they got some famous director out of Montreal. And that they kept sending me emails and calling me and being like, "Will you send us money specifically for Macbeth? Macbeth needs more money." And I just have to say, at the end of this, I think Macbeth got perhaps too much money. It got as much as it needed, and then it had extra money and was like, "What if?" And they just did more crazy shit. And like, I want people to see Macbeth. I am just gonna say that the night that I went, I was the only person in the audience wearing head-to-toe biker leathers. And so
lame.
Was I in the front row? Yes, of course I was. Did I put 2 and 2 together until I squeakily sat my leather-clad ass down in the... No, I did not.
No.
Did the couple sitting next to me before intermission choose to move seats after intermission? Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Did they sit 1 row behind
I win, bitch.
They moved 1 row behind me, so they moved to the second row. And so I sat down, and like, when they're like blinking the lights, like, hey, like the second part's gonna start.
Back.
I was like, oh no, like where are they? And I turned around, and they were right, like, the seats are very close. So like when you turn around and look at the seat behind you, like they are like nose to nose, and they were like, "Oh, hey." Hey, yeah, we just decided to move. And I was like, "Hello." Hello, you've chosen not to sit next to me. I guess that's fine.
Is it the smell of my genuine leather?
Mortifying. But one of the ladies who works at the bar was telling me that like on other nights there are other people in the audience wearing leather. So if you also are a fucking freak, maybe go with a freak friend so you're not the only freak sitting there in the audience. But it's very cool, and I appreciate it. But when you're sitting there and you're like, you put so much money into stagecraft, but like not literally anything else. And like they had this cool kind of like plexiglass screen I don't know how, like a plexiglass screen. So when they wanted to project, you know, when Macbeth is like, is that a dagger I see before me? They were able to project a little dagger. And it wasn't even just like a still image. They had like, it looked kind of like a 1990s screensaver. So they were like, whoa, the dagger is moving like 3D. And I was like, okay, you guys. All right. Like, well, and Macbeth is like, Tom McCamus is like trying to grab the dagger. It's like, whoa. And I was like, okay. And there is a cool thing that happens with some barbecue, what do you call it? Like the old timey gas station pumps that.
Okay, what barbecue?
I would no. So I'm spoiling this whole place. So if you don't want to hear about all the cool tricks,
I mean,
let's
everyone
skip ahead.
knows what. Oh, okay. I was gonna say everyone knows what happens in Macbeth, but okay.
Spoiler alert: he dies. So there's a cool scene in the second act where you come in. And they've got like old timey gas station pumps set up, like the little individual, you know, short 1970s, 80s gas station pumps. And they have them set up right before the scene where those two random guys go and kill Banquo. And the way that they kill Banquo in this is they like stab him or whatever, so he falls on the ground. They take out the gas station pump, they pour gas on him, and then they take their lighters and they throw it on him and it lights him on fire. The fire was very cool and realistic, but the way that they did it, the way that they set up the like trick was the gas station pumps explode. And when they explode, the top of the gas station pumps flip open and they become like barbecues, like a home barbecue.
Oh.
So it's like a clamshell that like pops open and now it looks like a barbecue, which is like, it's funny. Everyone laughed. It was really cute. So the second it pops open, here comes Tom McCamus and he's cooking burgers. Like it was like, okay. It's cute. It's like cute and funny.
Okay.
I get what you did there.
Haha, murder.
Haha, murder. Yeah. It's funny in context and it's like cool and there's the fire and stuff. But like, so there's that. And then the very first scene you have so the first Thane of Cawdor is being murdered. And so you have two guys on like a little motorboat. So they're on like stage level. So they're like putting around on the ground. And then they go off stage. So you see them dump a body, like throw a body like on the behind them. So it looks like the body is going to go like under the water, but they're stage level. So they're just tossing a guy onto the stage. And then their boat like puts off the stage. The screen is there. And then behind the screen, you see them lower a body from like way at the top of the rafters. So it's like all of a sudden we're under the water.
It's drifting down the water. Okay.
Yeah. It was very cool. It was a very cool, unexpected effect. I appreciated it. I thought it was neat. They have they brought little motorcycles because they're all supposed to be like in a biker gang, but like they were like toy motorcycles, kind of like they were toys. Like they're not real motorcycles because you couldn't have real motorcycles like spewing gas inside the theater. So They were like big, but they made noises like those ones you give for kids on Christmas where it's like vroom vroom, like I'm hitting the button and it's making a little pre-record. And I was like, boom. It's one of those things where like the stagecraft like should all be very cool. But somehow, like, the cumulative effect is, like, we're big boys playing with toys, and it got kind of silly after a while. And, like, even at the very end, like, Emilio Vieira, who I love and also made deeply uncomfortable after Winter's Tale. Hello, Emilio. He is his character, whose name I don't even remember. He has a chainsaw, and he's going up to Macbeth's prone body, and he's about to, like, chainsaw Macbeth's corpse in half, and then the curtain comes down. I was like, it's shocking, but also at this point, like, okay. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, sure, whatever. All right. And like they had this giant cheap motel as the set, but it's like this set over here is the inside of the motel and this set over here is like the outside. And so literally every 30 seconds they're like squeak, 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 wheel this set in, squeak, 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 wheel that set out, like in, out, in, out, in, out. And it made it take like twice as long because they're having to roll like 95 feet tall of crappy motel in and out. And I was like, it looks cool, but like, is all this worth it? Is all this worth it? You could have, and like, I appreciate that you're giving money to Shakespeare and you're making it like fun and interesting, but like also, could you give money to like the other Shakespeare plays? Winter's Tale had one light up basketball. Could you give him $5 over at Winter's Tale?
Or two light up basketballs. Two light up basketballs.
Like yes. It feels like the budgets are like all over the place. You either get everything or you get fucking nothing. Good luck to you.
That's my main complaint. Like, you got money? Great. You want to give it to the big plays? Okay, but have a subset set aside.
Yeah.
Because, like, if you want kids to fall in love with Shakespeare, you got to try a little bit.
Yeah.
But to roll it back to Antony and Cleopatra. I
No,
don't think
refuse.
budget was an issue here. I think they were doing a really good job. I think it's literally just costuming choices. Although Ger gets that his first caftan is light colored. The one where he grabs his balls.
Yes, my favorite caftan.
That
Correct,
one?
Yeah.
That one. And then later caftans are all red because Roman red. That's just what we
Mhm.
do. I actually kind of enjoyed this play. I never knew what was going on, but everything was very busy and everyone seemed to be having a very good time. And there were a lot of
Yes.
shirtless men. Like
Correct, yeah.
they were all 50% off. They didn't have shirts. And I liked the eunuch guy because everybody kept making cracks about him being a eunuch.
Yeah.
He has that scene where he's like, I can't perform, but I can perform. And he has like a unit, like a hookah,
Yeah.
and he sticks the hookah end in his mouth, like, I can suck a dick. Like that's
I would like to
okay.
I would like to point out that this is the second thing that you and I have watched where someone fillets an inanimate object.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
If we're tallying that up, that is number 2.
Mm.
It was not
I'm
a
keeping a running
puppet.
tally.
It was not a puppet. Thank God.
Glasses. Remember that in that he Ger fucks his own glasses.
Yes. Yeah.
Which I'm
correct,
not
yeah.
over. I still didn't like it, and I see it when I close my eyes sometimes. So
Ger
let's do
doesn't,
whatever.
though. He doesn't. He just gets to storm around haughtily, except for the scene where he's drunk, which I can now tell you exactly how Ger will act when he's drunk, because he's definitely got like a "this is me drunk" vibe.
I recall what this is like. Let me just get into the zone.
Like, God bless him, it's not character to character. It's just, this is a drunk man. Everyone drunk gets the same treatment.
It's the drunk man. There is one, and he is Ger.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you said that about the play, because that was my one. So other than the lighting and the costuming, which again is disappointing, like I feel like with Antony and Cleopatra, I have never seen a play like this before, where so much is happening off stage, and I'm like only 20% sure that I understood any of what's happening off stage, and then like on stage, it's just a bitch fight between a boyfriend and girlfriend who are like maybe not actually meant for each
Yeah.
other because they are running too hot.
I did like the criticism, not the criticism, but the one statement I read about this play was like, this is Shakespeare's most fleshed out female character.
Yeah,
And I was like, is that a compliment? Is it?
She is such a weird character, and
She is odd. It was, she's going fine. And then she gets to that scene where she's like, tell me about Antony. I'll give you coins if you do. And he's like, oh, he's doing fine. He's growing a garden. Like, she's giving him all kinds of coins about like all the great news she's getting from Antony. And then he's like, well, there is like one thing. And she's like, oh my God, what? And he's like, he might be kind of, I don't know, maybe married. And
she's like, I will fucking kill you.
She's like, kill this bitch. Kill him right now. I don't want to hear that. Kill him. And he's like, you asked me. And she's like, you didn't have to tell me. And it's this whole back and forth.
Yeah, it's weird. So I feel like the character of Cleopatra is both very wise and very sexual, but also very childlike and really stupid and just run by her passions. And maybe she's a genius in terms of self-preservation, or maybe she's literally just chasing that dick until it turns into her downfall. Like when everyone's like, oh, she's complicated, I'm like, yeah, but is she complicated because she's like complicated, or is she complicated because she's just a hot mess in a dress? Like just like
the latter.
Like a pile of goo that someone drew a face on and then it had to do stuff with. It's very weird. And like Antony too, he's like a tactical genius, but the second that Puss walks into the room, he's like, done, whatever. You want my gold and rings and children, you want me to kill everyone in the room? I will do it, baby.
Yeah. Okay, Cleo, you tell me, baby.
Yeah, which is admittedly easier for me to understand than the Cleo character.
I liked my favorite whole part of the political machinations that are happening in the background is like, you're really only good on land as a soldier. You should probably avoid being on the water. And he's like, but I threatened him on the water, so I have to fight him on the water.
He dared me.
Oh my God. And Cleo's like, yeah, and I'm going to give him my ships and everything. And he's like, yeah, she's going to give me my ships and everything.
See, that's,
Then they're there for 2 seconds and he's like, "Fuck this shit," and he leaves, which happens off page. And then later they're like, "Are you gonna fight him again?" He's like, "Yeah, but on land this time."
See, but that goes back to my point, is like they both seem, I get the idea of characters who are stupid because they're in love. I'm like, okay, I understand what that is. But this is like medically stupid. This is like stupid in a whole new way.
It's like, is this older than or newer than Romeo and Juliet? Which one comes first?
I don't know. That's a good question.
So which one is newer? Older.
Romeo and Juliet is older. It was published like 6 years before Antony.
Okay, so he had Romeo and Juliet, and he was like, wow, everybody really liked that format. What if I did it again, but I made it bigger and I made them like Antony and Cleopatra?
Well, it's weird because they do feel like dumb teenagers. Like people are daring other people to things multiple times. And I'm like, I get that if you're 16. Antony was like 53 when he died. If I went up to a 53-year-old man, I'm like, I'm going to dare you for a race. He'd be like, are you shitting me? I am 53 years old. What do you dare
you to take your army and fight me on the water? Yeah, I'm going to kill my men on the water because you
dared me.
Fun of me.
I dare you to fuck right off is what I dare you to do. Yeah. So I feel like when they're like, oh, they're complicated. I'm like, are they complicated? Are they like poorly written? Are they? And like what I found, like what made me a little crazy is there were things where I was like, okay, I don't understand the actual, like the history of what's happening. And then I'd Google and it was like, historians don't know either. And I was like, well, fuck me. like the Battle of Actium where Cleopatra leaves the battle first. And in Shakespeare's play, Cleopatra's like, yeah, I was scared. I don't know. I'm not good at sea battles, it turns out. And then Antony's like, shit, where are you going? And he follows after her. I was like, I thought she was supposed to be like smart and a tactical genius. And I Googled and it was literally like, historians don't know if she left because she was scared, if she left because that was a thing that she thought tactically would be better. And they explained like why it might have been tactically better for her ships to like leave the middle and like move somewhere else. Or if it was something that she and Antony had together agreed on as a tactical thing that they were going to do, not like a her decision, but like a them decision. And it just didn't work out. But like it was like a planned ahead smart thing. And I'm like, so there was a way for you to like do this in the play to make them seem like smart, capable characters who were also in love. But instead you were like, what if horny teens, but 50? Like it's weird. Out. So yeah. I'm going to give a little synopsis of like the best that I understand from watching it and Wikipedia, mostly Wikipedia. And then we're going to talk about the important thing, which is dead dick. So
that's why
here we go. This is
here.
That's why we're here. So I'll be quick. I will be quick about it. So we start off
quick to the
play. This is like, I can't even explain how like the things that are actually happening do not matter in this play and make no sense and I don't care. But like the shit that doesn't matter, which is the groping each other and like Ger in drag for no reason. I was like, yay. Yay, this is what I want. Yay. He's got a scarf on his head. I'm so happy. Okay. So we start off. We've got Mark Antony, Octavius Caesar, and Marcus Aemilius Lepidus, and they are the triumvirate ruling Rome plus all of the world, whatever. So Antony is 1/3 of this triumvirate. He should be doing his job. He's not doing his job. He's fucking around in Egypt with Cleopatra. They are just like lying around. He's wearing caftans. He's having a good time. Antony is married to a lady named Fulvia, which... my favorite thing in the entire world now is I just want Yana McIntosh to say Fulvia, to say that name like over and over again because she put so much emphasis on it. I was like, oh, she's like, Fulvia. I was like, yay. Yay. Action is fun. So anyways, so he's married to Fulvia. Like no one gives a shit about Fulvia. But Fulvia, back in Rome, is like fighting her own battles. And it turns out that she was her own like political powerhouse. And actually she seemed like a very interesting real person based on what Wikipedia told me in 5 minutes, which we all know is an accurate source of historical information. But so she's fighting Caesar. So we've got the triumvirate and we already have Mark Antony's wife fighting Caesar for reasons I don't really understand or remember, but they're fighting back in Rome. Uh-oh, she dies. I thought she maybe died like in battle or some political thing. It turns out she just like got sick. She went to, was it Sicaria? She went somewhere, she got sick, she died, she's gone. And Antony's like, oh, like I didn't want her to be alive, but now she's dead. I feel kind of bummed about it. Like, wow. So she was also taking care of all of his business back in Rome. She's dead now. So Antony's like, I have to go back. Like, I can't, I would love to stay here and keep fucking around with Cleopatra, but like, I actually, I guess, sort of have to do something as 1/3 of the man ruling the entire world. I have shit to do. So he goes back. Caesar is like, hi, please come back. We have Pompey and we have pirates. And I don't know if Pompey is also a pirate, but we have Pompey on the sea and then regular sea pirates on the sea. And Caesar's like, I need your help to like deal with this shit. So we've got Caesar and the rest of the triumvirate. They end up making peace with Pompey so that Pompey will fight the pirates. And I'm like, okay, all right. Like, we've already, in like 2 minutes, I've got people fighting Caesar, and then we're coming back together, and like, we're all friends again. We're fighting Pompey, and then now we're friends with Pompey. And then Pompey's, who I thought was Pompey's like assistant, but it turns out is a pirate that I guess works with Pompey, is like, oh, hey, while we're making peace and everyone is cool and calmed down, we actually could have just murdered everyone. And Pompey's like, well, fuck, man, why did you tell me that? You should have just done it. If you had done it, I could be like, oh, no, wink, like, thank you. But now that you've told me about it, I can't tell you to do it because that would be an error of, like, manners and shit. And I don't want to, you know, make a faux pas, like a social faux pas in murdering people. That's
Correct.
a problem.
Yeah.
So, boo.
You got to stay on the up and up on that.
Yeah, right? Shit. Yeah. Yeah, this is all in like the first like 20 minutes of the play. There's like a lot happening.
No wonder Ger was so sweaty.
I know, yeah. He's got like a whiteboard in the back. He's like, what is going on here? So, and then we've got Cleopatra being jealous because the second that Antony is not in front of her, she's like, no, he's going to fuck somebody else, which is a good instinct to have, I mean, honestly.
Probably, yeah.
Probably, yes. So, okay, so we've got... the triumvirate is now friends with Pompey. Pompey's going to kill the pirates. And to seal up everything, because we've just had Fulvia fighting Caesar and Mark Antony being Fulvia's husband, being mad at Caesar and blah, blah, fucking blah, to like seal all this up nicely. They're like, hey, Antony, why don't you marry Caesar's sister, Octavia? And he's like, everyone's like, okay, fine, whatever. Like, it's a marriage in Rome. It doesn't mean anything, but sure, whatever. So we're all going to make peace together. Cleo is angry that her married boyfriend now is married to somebody else, like, again. But she's like, oh, is Octavia pretty? And everyone's like, oh my God, no, she's ugly as a fucking horse. And Cleo's like, okay, this is fine. This is good. Yeah,
I'm prettier. Okay.
It's
I'm
so
the most
weird.
complex. I'm the most complex Shakespeare character ever written.
Right. I just feel like Beatrice from Much Ado About Nothing is complicated in a way that like seems like a human person who is not a child.
Good observation, Meg. Correct. I would definitely go with Beatrice over Cleopatra every day of the week. Yeah, correct. Yes.
And like I don't know how old the Beatrice character is supposed to be.
Older.
Older. Like at least not a child, like an adult.
Past the marriaging age.
Yes. So maybe the wizened age of like 22 and a half.
Yeah, probably.
I know that Cleopatra, when she dies, is like 39. So like whatever age she is in this play is too old to be this weird and childish and petty, but like whatever. So, I just lost my place. Oh, there's so much that happens in this play. Okay. So the triumvirate, so everyone makes peace with Pompey. And it turns out the whole reason that Pompey was mad at everyone was, I'm 90% sure, Caesar killed Pompey's dad, who was also called Pompey. Like Pompey 1 was killed by Caesar, and so Pompey 2 is like revenge, but now we're all friends again. So after we've all made friends, we all get super drunk, and Lepidus, so the third guy in the triumvirate, he's like, Mark Antony, I heard in Egypt there's this thing called a crocodile. What even is it? And everyone is drunk and out of their minds. And it's such a weird scene because everything was like super serious and like, we all need to do like political machinations. And then it's like, but wait, crocodiles. And so Mark Antony.
What about the fucking crocodiles though?
Yeah. And so they have Mark Antony describe a crocodile. And he's literally like, it's as big as it is big. It's as long as it is long. Its mouth is very mouth-like and it cries tears out of its eyes. And I'm just sitting there like, I'm enjoying this, but also like, did someone spike my drink? What the fuck is happening right now? They're just having like drunken revels, which is weird because the entire rest of the time, everyone's like, oh, the Romans are so serious and hardcore and stick up their ass. And the Egyptians are all fucking each other up ways and sideways on like a settee, feeding each other grapes. So it's weird to be like, here's a scene with some drunk Romans. But apparently the reason that Ben Carlson, who plays Octavius Caesar, is not in the scene is because Octavius Caesar is, I guess, he is the uber hard ass, and he's like not into parties and shit. So he's like, cool, we're all friends, the triumvirate and you, we're all having like, we're all peaceful and we're not enemies anymore, and you're going to kill the pirates and we won't kill you. Cool. I'm going to peace out and go away. So it's like, is it just Caesar who's the hard ass and everyone else in the Romans is actually down to clown, and it's just that Caesar is is ruling them with such an iron fist that's why they all seem like they just need to relax a little? I don't know. It's very weird to even have this scene. Yeah.
Hard to say.
While you're watching this, it wasn't even clear to me that Caesar wasn't there. I was like, oh, is he just drinking like in the corner and I just don't see him because the lighting is so bad and he's
and I'm distracted by Ger.
Yeah, well, that's, maybe. I mean, Ger in a caftan being like, crocodiles. I was like, okay, I am into this. I'm very much into this. Okay. So then during that scene, Caesar and Lepidus immediately break the truce and they apparently kill Pompey off stage. And I was like, I got none of that from watching it. I don't know why they break the truce. You wanted him to kill the pirates. I don't know. I don't know why anyone does what anyone does. And I feel like Caesar is also a hard character to understand because he sort of like Mark Antony. Like they both seem like genius tacticians, except when they do random things that I don't know why they're doing and they don't know why they're doing and they're out of nowhere. And Caesar also seems like a very straightforward, honest character, except when he is lying. And I'm like, I don't really? Wait, who are you? Who is anyone in this play? Who are you in real life?
He's the only level-headed character in the entire play. And then at the end when he's talking to Cleopatra and he's like, you're going to be fine. You don't have to worry. Like, I'm not going to do anything weird to you or anything. I'm going to take over your kingdom and stuff. But like, you can stay. Like, you can be queen. It's going to be fine. And then they show up and they're like, that bitch is going to parade you through the streets and make a spectacle of you. And she's like, well, I'm going to fucking kill myself. And I'm like,
where did this come from?
What?
Who is this Caesar?
At what point did that Caesar ever pop up ever?
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, I believed in the honesty and straightforwardness of Caesar the entire time. And then like, there's random moments like this thing with Pompey where I'm like, wait, what? Why are you off stage? You're killing him? But why? Why would you? Tactically, it makes no sense. You don't seem like a dickhead. It's just weird. Like, I feel like I don't know who any of these characters are. I know who Enobarbus is. I feel like Enobarbus makes sense to me, and I'll get to him in a second. But like, I feel like everyone else, I'm just like, why? So apparently Lepidus / Caesar break the truce. They kill Pompey off stage like 2 minutes later. And okay. Antony is also like, well, that seems dumb. Antony is now mad at Caesar again. So like this triumvirate keeps like coming together, going apart, coming together, going apart. While this is all going on, Antony's like, you know what would be fun? What if, hear me out, Cleopatra and we crown ourselves as rulers of our third of this kingdom? Because we are. So what if we did like a fun little parade and we all wear gold and maybe some crowns, and I don't know, maybe people just get drunk in the streets and we have a good time, which would have been a fun scene to watch.
We just like make this a thing. I mean, we make this a thing. I feel like that could be a cool thing.
Yeah, I'm already the ruler of 1/3. Maybe I'd get a fun hat out of it. You know, that could be neat. We don't get to watch this though, Shakespeare. Shakespeare, this would have been cool to watch. This would have been fun to watch them having like a...
Yeah, correct. But no, it happens off screen. Everything but the fucking happens off
Which again,
screen.
I don't hate that choice. I would like Shakespeare's ghost to understand that. But like at the same time,
I want to know, was this such common knowledge? Was this history such common knowledge?
I had that question too.
That he didn't feel like he needed to elaborate? He was like, you all know the story, so let me fill in the background. Like, that's what this feels like. Let me fill in the gaps because you all know the plot already. So let me throw in the stuff that you wouldn't normally know about.
Yeah, you know the history. Here's like
stuff.
The sassy catty shit next to the history. And I'm like, I'm enjoying it, but also what is happening? What is any of this? So Antony's mad at Caesar again. Antony and Cleo have their golden stroll through town where they crown themselves as rulers of the third of the empire. Caesar, when I watched the play, I thought that they said that Caesar killed Lepidus, But apparently he just like locked him up somewhere and was like, "You're not part of the triumvirate anymore. I'm taking back your decoder ring, and you're not one of us anymore." He just disappears. He fucking disappears from the play. He is voiced by the actor where I looked him up, and he's from Kingston, and I don't understand his accent. He is in he was one of the goons in Merry Wives of Windsor. You know, like the 3 goons who like follow Falstaff around.
Yeah.
He has this weird farmer raised on an island with no human people voice, and he's done it in both of these Shakespeare things. So now I'm wondering if that's his real voice. I don't know where his accent comes from. I don't know if that's a choice. I don't understand anything with the words coming out of his mouth, but that's Lepidus. This actor comes back at the very end of the play playing the guy who sells snakes to Cleopatra. Same accent, same weird. I don't want to make you feel bad, sir, but what is it? What is happening with the words in your mouth and your voice? And where are you? What part of Kingston? Are you from underground Kingston?
Who are you?
Yeah, it's the same thing with Geordie Johnson, where I'm like, was he from like Alberta or Manitoba? You're not from Serbia. Why do you sound like that? Why do you sound like that? Anyways, I'm sorry. I like you, sir. I like you that you played Lepidus. You do a good job. But also, like, I need to understand what's happening with you. So,
I mean, he gets imprisoned.
Yeah. I think imprisoned. Yeah. So Wikipedia says imprisoned.
It's like in was it Cymbeline when that character gets like chased off screen, and then the other guy comes on screen and he's like, "Oh yeah, I murdered that dude with an axe."
That is kind of what it feels like. Although at least there, I'm like, okay, I know what happened to you. In this, I'm like, Wikipedia's telling me and I have to accept it because I'm not watching this 3 hours again. It took me 3 days. I don't know. So Lepidus he's gone now. We're no longer a triumvirate. We're a biumvirate, I guess. We're 2 guys. We're 2 bros. So,
a couple, a bromance.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a couple. Yeah, 2 people. Or a biumvirate, as many people say. It's a very common phrase.
I prefer bromance.
English.
A bromance.
It does feel like a friends to lovers.
Enemies.
Yeah. Enemies to lovers thing. Yeah, and then back to enemies again.
Oh, no. Just lovers to enemies. Still enemies. Oops, you got another lover. I'm still your enemy.
It turns out it's just
enemies.
It's just
Never mind. Forget the whole thing. They just hate each other.
So Caesar is pissed off at Antony for all the gaudy Egyptian shit. Antony and Caesar are like, "Oh, we're gonna fight now." Like, Murr. So everyone, this is what we were talking about earlier. Everyone's like, "Hey, Antony, you know how you're not good at being on the sea and fighting on the sea? Maybe don't do that." And Antony's like, "Well, he dared me, and I'm a 16-year-old boy, so I guess I have to fight on the sea." And Cleopatra's like, "Well, I have some ships to give you." And it's like, yeah, but you're not. It's like if I had a car, but I didn't know how to drive. Like, that wouldn't help me in a race. I don't know how to explain this to you. So we have the battle at Actium, which is the battle on the water. Historians aren't sure if Cleopatra pulls out like as part of a plan or just because she panics, but in the play, she's just like, "Oh shit, the sea, I'm scared." So her ships are in the back, they pull out, Antony turns around, sees her going away, and he's like, "My love," and he like sails back after her, and then the whole battle is lost, and it's very sad. Antony, so they lose badly. Then we have Antony blaming Cleopatra. And I'm like, yeah, but also you followed her. Like, why, first off, why were you even doing this battle on the water? Why were you following her? Like, you're a smart guy. Why do you seem so confused by the things that I'm confused by the things that you do. Why are you confused by the things that you do? Like, is this a complicated character or is this like dumb writing? I don't know. But anyways, Antony is like, "Oh, I blame you, Cleopatra." And she's like, "But breast?" And he's like, "Okay, I guess we're friends again." And I was like, I mean, I'm enjoying watching this, but also like
he goes straight for the tits. Like knees on the ground.
Yeah.
Yay, I'm tit height. Face straight in them. Just like, well, poof. Just face plants directly into them. Yes.
Which again, as a choice, Garrett, good, thumbs up. No notes. Yeah. I love it. So, but it's weird because the characters are almost bipolar. They're like, "I fucking hate you. I fucking love you." And I'm like, okay. All right. So much happening. So, we have Enobarbus, who is the Tom McCamus character, who is Ger's lieutenant, who I thought was his servant for the first time I watched this, but apparently he's the lieutenant, and he's like the only voice of reason the entire time, which maybe is why the Stratford production starts to play with him like a fucking ghoul standing on the scaffolding, staring at everybody, making out, and like being silent and creepy as a shit. But anyway, he's the one thing that I would say recommends Antony and Cleopatra is it feels like between scenes you'll have Enobarbus and like some rando soldier giving the like down and dirty about what we just saw and like what their opinion is on stuff, like the gossip. And I feel like those sections are easier to understand. And like when Enobarbus is like, yeah, no, Antony is getting married to Octavia, but like obviously he's still enthralled by that Egyptian woman and her amazing body. So like clearly this wedding is like not going to be something that lasts, and that probably like if this whole alliance is based on that wedding being solid, like it's not going to, the alliance is not going to be like forever. So I'm like, okay, those little scenes are helpful and like fun, but also at the same time, I feel like they're explaining shit that the audience knows. Like, could you maybe like have them talk about shit that the audience doesn't know? Like literally all the things that are happening on stage that like, I don't understand. You're giving me like 75 speeches about tactical movements, and I'm sitting here going, where's Lepidus? Like, I don't know what's going on with any of this stuff. Like, Enobarbus seems like he knows a lot. He's smart. Could you maybe like give me a scene where Enobarbus like pulls out a chart and he's like, let me explain shit to you. And I'm like, okay,
let's look at a picture. Yay! That's what I needed.
It's so weird. It's like he would be such a helpful device, and then he's used for like the shit that we like. Really between ugly Octavia and like tits and ass of Egypt, Cleopatra, the goddess of the Nile. Yeah, really? Antony would be going for her? What? Like, yeah, no, I figured that part out. I'm not that stupid. I got that part. The rest of it, I got nothing. So anyways, Enobarbus is like, yeah, shit is not working out. And Antony just is so blinded by his weird, it's not even love. It's like this weird, like lust, sexual desire for Cleopatra that he's not doing his job. He can't even fight battles like he used to be able to fight battles. Like it's not even just the ruling part. It's like the soldier stuff. He can't even handle that. I'm out. I'm just going to go to Caesar. I will defect. I'm leaving all my shit behind. I don't need my gold. I don't need my stuff. Like I just need to be working for someone that is maybe going to focus on their job for once. So bye. So Antony is like, oh, yeah, I can see how I'd be a bummer to work for. I am, in fact, pussy blind. So he sends Enobarbus all of Enobarbus' stuff, and Enobarbus is like, I am so ashamed. That he gets drunk and then just dies. And I was like, oh, does he...
Of sadness.
Yeah, of sadness, yeah. When I first watched it, I was like, oh, is he going to get beaten up by these guys that find him? And then I was like, oh, is he...
the horse.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Oh. Speaking of dies of sadness.
What? It's even worse in the book. Have you ever read the book?
I have not read the book.
Because in the books, the animals can talk. So Artax is like, just leave me. Just go. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to die. Just leave.
I feel like a horse that accepts its own death, though, is a little less hard for me to accept than the dumb animal horse in the movie with his flashing eyes, who's just like, like trying to like get through that weird swamp, and he can't, and the kid is trying to pull him out, and the horse is like, I don't know how my legs work. Like a horse who's like nobly accepting his own defeat seems less bad than a dumb animal that doesn't understand and is just being pulled under.
Well,
if I had to choose my horse death.
Well, this is the Shakespeare version of the Artax death, except that everyone in the entire play dies of sadness.
It's weird. It's especially weird with Enobarbus because he's feeling sad. We have a little like soliloquy of him being sad. And then I swear he says he's getting drunk. So he goes and he gets drunk and he's like extra drunk and sad. And I'm like, okay, drunk and sad. I feel like drunk and sad could lead to death like 12 different ways. Like there's you could have that being like the thing that opens the door to him. He falls down some stairs. I don't know, like something. You know, he picks a fight with someone he shouldn't and they kill like something. And instead he just like falls asleep outside and some rando punks are like, oh, hey, we'll bring him to Caesar because we know he's Antony's guy. And they like push him and he falls over and he's dead already from the sadness. And I was like, okay.
Terminal sad.
I mean, terminal sad. Okay. All right. Like it feels like a letdown in a series of letdowns that is this weird play. It just feels like Shakespeare is like throwing shit at the wall going, yeah, that'll stick. all right, Barbara's crossing him off my list, like whatever. So he dies. So we're back with Antony. He's lost the sea battle. Now he has a land battle. He loses that again. He thinks that Cleo has betrayed him. I don't know why. Neither does Wikipedia. He's just like, it's Cleopatra's fault again. I was blinded by the body. And like, that's why I lost this battle on land again. Like
Pussy
somehow it's always her
lasers.
fucking
Just
fault.
Pew, 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 pew.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and he thinks, but it's like, it's not even that he understands his own complicity in this. He's like, no, she betrayed me.
Correct.
And I'm like, what do you think she did? You think, I mean, they talk a little bit about her. She's kind of like the village bicycle. Like she's been passed around between everybody. It sounds like every Roman emperor like went to Egypt, fucked her and went, all right, ding, like mark that off my list. And then they either die or, they get succeeded by somebody else. And I'm like, okay, like you keep bringing up that she had sex with a Caesar, not this Caesar, but like some previous Caesar and like some guy before that and some guy before that. Like, but that doesn't tell me why you think she betrayed you today. Did she talk to Caesar's ghost and decide that she was going to align with his like grandson? Like what? Like what even is happening in your head? All I know is what's happening in your balls. Like that part makes sense to me. Everything above the waist, I have no idea what's happening with Antony. With Romeo and Juliet, I feel like we get it because they're dumb teenagers. And I'm like, okay, there's nothing above the neck. There's nothing. It's just empty. It's just wind whistling.
Yeah, you're fine because they're like 15. But when you're like 50 something,
53,
it's really like he wrote Romeo and Juliet. It had been a while since he'd had a hit. And he was like, you know what I need? Romeo and Juliet version 2.
Yeah. Where there's a Roman battle that no one will see.
Everybody dies of sadness and there's Romans. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. It's so. Yeah, because when they're crazy and feeling their emotions in Romeo and Juliet, I'm like, oh, you're annoying teenagers, but like I know what you are. I get you. In this, I'm like, I got nothing. Are you just unmedicated? Is everyone unmedicated?
Yep.
And you just need to be evened out?
Yes. They're all raw dogging life and they should not be.
Hear me out. We go to Stratford. We're like, what if we present Antony and Cleopatra on Prozac and we just see where it takes us?
It's just the most like they're just having a conversation. I'm not sure why I felt like you were betraying me in that moment. I think I may have been unbalanced. I'm really sorry. I went real low frequency. And he's like, you know what? Absolutely no problem. I can understand how you could see from my history that it might be an option for me to betray you, but I didn't betray you. I was right there with you. I'm so sorry I faked my own death. Absolutely, Antony. No worries. God.
And then they all go out to brunch afterwards. So the whole play is just Enobarbus with a pellet gun full of pills, just shooting it in everyone's mouth. We're going to be so rich.
Sadness. Don't die of sadness.
So
I fixed Shakespeare, you guys. Just needed medication. Some SSRI.
I mean, everyone reinterprets Shakespeare their own way. And I think our version with mind-altering drugs would really just be great. So
correct.
Antony thinks that Cleo has betrayed him for reasons that no one understands. And he's like, you know what I should do? I should kill her. And honestly, at this point, I was like, you know what? Maybe it would even you out, frankly.
Yeah,
you're both a lot.
Let's kill her.
She finds out that he's thinking about killing her, and she's like, oh, shit. Hey, eunuch, go and tell him I died. And then he's going to be so fucking sad that he goes to my monument, and I can be like, psych, prank, ha, aren't you a dickhead? And I was like, again, lady, you are 39.
I'm going to pop out of it because I'm in the monument, get it? And then I'm going to go, I didn't actually die.
I was like, you know what? I didn't like this when Ashton Kutcher did it. I don't like it when Cleopatra does it. Like, it's too much. I don't like pranks. So anyway, she's like, this will be great. One, it will shame him. And two, it'll be fucking hilarious. And I was like, oh yeah, you know what never works out well for people? Pretending that you've died. Literally
faking your own death.
Never works out.
Yeah, no.
Someone always figures it out or they kill themselves. There's like only 2 ways for this to go. Anyway, so she's like, that's what I'm going to do. Eunuch, go. And he's like, got it. So he's like, hey, Antony, she killed herself. Antony is like, well, I'm so sad. It turns out I didn't want to kill her. And now she's dead and I'm bummed about it. What if I'll just kill myself? He is not good at it. And I was like, you were told to me, you were described to me as like the greatest soldier and you can't even stab yourself. And I want you to be better at it.
He gets his little servant and he's like, servant, stab me. And the servant's like, I don't fucking want to stab you. And he's like, I'm telling you, I'm in pain and I need you to stab. And he's like, cool. And he goes to stab him and he stabs himself. And he's like, ha ha, now I'm not going to stab you, bitch. And then he dies. And Antony's like,
I might have laughed a little at that scene.
Is that how you kill yourself? He literally says, oh, like in this, you are the master and I am the student. So he takes the knife and he's like, okay. So I'm taking notes. I just like yoink it right in the middle there. And then I die. Okay, great. And so he's like, and then he's like, oh shit. He literally like nicked his side. And he's like, no, I missed myself. Like I am holding the knife. I feel like if they had given him any other weapon to try to harm himself with, it would have made more sense. But they literally gave him a dagger and he goes to stab himself in the stomach and he's like, oh shit. I done missed my belly again. And he's like, I'm going back in, y'all.
It is so pathetic. It breaks my fucking heart. You know what it reminds me of? You know that scene in Family Guy where Peter falls down and he skins his knee and he's like, that's what he does. That's what he does. And I was like, oh, sir.
Like they could have given him a spear, something that he maybe didn't know how to wield or something. But instead, it was just like, and there's no conceivable way that someone can't figure out how to harm themselves
with a giant sword.
It's like a dagger-ish thing that he can definitely just sort of, if you poke it in there enough times, you will die.
It felt like he just looked at his stomach and went like, I don't know, here. Oh,
and then
no.
he just throws it aside like, well, fuck it. And the guy comes in and he's like, I can't fucking do it. I tried and I'm just too manly. It deflected off my abs and they were like, tracks.
I'm bad at this.
It tracks. I'm so muscular. I can't get it through my torso. And they're like, oh, I'm so sorry for you, Antony. And he's like, take me to Cleopatra. No, the guy shows up. And he's like, oh, yeah, by the way, Cleopatra's not dead. But hang on a minute. Are you like dying right now? And he's like,
what?
He's like,
not what? Like trying to scoop his guts back. He's what? No.
But she said she was dead. God damn it.
Okay, and then okay, and I know I said we would talk about like the particulars after, but like we have to discuss my favorite scene that I was texting you about the entire time because I was like, what the fuck is happening? So again, Antony has just aimed at his belly and fucking missed. Has bounced off his belly and he's dying but slowly and sadly. So he's like, take me to Cleopatra to her monument, which in my head is like the oh, what's his face? Like the Washington Monument. Like I'm imagining an obelisk, but like with a little door inside. So it looks like they have to go upstairs. So like imagine this, but like upstairs in a tower. Right. The lighting is very bad. We see so I know that Ger's character, that Antony is like carried off, and then we're supposed to be like at the monument, like, and then we see the Antony character like come in. So I assumed what would happen stage-wise was that they would like either have Ger like leaning on two guys, so like a shoulder like under an armpit kind of thing, like three people like walking together to get up the monument.
As I think any healthy adult would assume. Like you're getting escorted, you're getting helped in, you're gonna get like,
I just need a little bit of help, like I'm leaning on you. Yeah. Or maybe if he is so far gone, maybe we have like a little stretcher. Because you're at the army. You're going to need stretchers for wounded people. Yeah. Like, it's not crazy to think there might be a stretcher somewhere. You put Ger in a stretcher, you have two guys in the front, two guys in the back, and they carry you on stage. Please describe to the audience what they actually do. Hear me out.
You can have Ger ride a man like a horse. I was like, how is he delivering this? Like, this poor guy is just like trying to hold Ger up, and Ger's just like, let me soliloquize right now.
But it's not even okay.
Like, fuck my life. And there's like 7 other dudes around him doing I don't know what.
It's I don't know very what. Confusing.
Holding because, again, up the caftan hem. I have no idea.
It's very confusing again because of the lighting. Because I am not, if I had like 6 guys and I had to try and make them do the same position that Ger and these other 5 guys are doing, I don't know that I could do it because I don't know that I understand it.
I couldn't. I don't know what's happening.
Because it does sort of look like, when you watch a movie and they're bringing in like the wounded soldier on his horse and they just throw him over the back end of the horse and he's just like T-shaped
Yeah.
on the horse. He's just flopped there like a sack of potatoes. Imagine that, but take out the horse and put in like between 1 and 5 Roman soldiers.
Oh, and his head is over this guy's head. This is the closest he has ever been to gay sex. He is so it is not inappropriate. It's just
Weird.
The weirdest way to convey that they are carrying him on that I have ever seen in my entire life.
Who planned this?
If this guy looked up for even 1 minute, it would look like they were in the middle of intercourse. Like
Correct.
that is exactly the position that they are in. And yet this is like we're carting him in and the guy's like desperately trying to crawl and
It's very serious.
Ger's like tipped back slightly and then delivering all of these lines.
Yeah. And to make it clear to the audience, from the floor to the stage, it's what, like 2 or 3 little baby steps?
Oh, just the babiest of steps. Yeah.
So I think that this poor man that Ger is draped over is like trying to army crawl his way up 3 steps with a prone, like 59-and-a-half-year-old man like on his back while Ger is moaning and like trying to soliloquize. Like, who blocked this? Who made these decisions?
Who was
there
okay,
going to be a horse and you lost the horse, and so your response was, I have 5 guys?
You know what would make this better? If they gave the guy at the bottom one of those hobby horses with just the head and the stick.
Can I be honest? If they had done that, I would at least be like, okay, I know what you were going for. It's weird, but I understand that you're trying to suggest a horse. In this, I'm like, are you trying to suggest some kind of moving gay sex pile?
I'm sorry, but this is our mobile orgy. We're trying to keep this man alive with orgasms only.
It was I was like,
every time his heart stops, we just stick his dick in something. He comes back. What? Okay, I'm back. I'm gone. Oh God, we only got 3 pumps out of that one. Get me another person.
You know when you're watching something and you're like, I see what you were going for. It wasn't successful, but I know what you're going for. That's not this. No. I do not know what you were going for.
No.
I got nothing.
No.
I have no idea.
I can't say if I was even present in the audience, because this is definitely an angle the audience would not necessarily have seen, because they're in the Tom Patterson. So it's just this thrust stage. It goes out through the center. And so this is like on the one little edge where really only the farthest far guy on the back corner would be able to see what's happening. So from behind, it would kind of just look like he's being carried because people are holding his arms.
Yes. Yeah.
But
then why not just carry him?
But it's still just like, let Ger be limp and let's try to support his body instead of like, Ger, how physical can you be in this moment? Can you walk on your knees a bit? Like, or could you, whatever you need to do for this? And he was like, no, I need a man. And they like stuck a guy underneath of him.
It's so weird. Because like, if they wanted, like I said, if they wanted to carry him, bring him in on a litter, bring him in on a stretcher. If he can walk a little, then have him leaning on a bunch of guys. If you want him just like prone in a pile and they drag him by his ankles, they made poor Tom McCamus do that in Macbeth. They dragged him by his ankles across an entire stage very slowly with a winch.
Right.
So if you wanted to do that to Ger, yeah, I'm sure he'd be fine just lying there prone. I think he'd be cool with it. But like, it was like, they're like, no, man pony. Like, what?
I know. And then he gets his time with Cleopatra where they get a couple lines together and then he's like, I am laid dead. And he just, and I was like, what
burst into her tits.
What are they?
And I was like, oh, that's a characteristic.
I think he just fell asleep. I think he was literally like, all right, y'all wake me when it's time to leave. I'll be already dressed. I will sprint out of this stage.
As is his talent. The second that he has to leave, he has a speed, he has an alacrity that I have never seen in a man of his age. I don't know how he does it.
He's like a gazelle. He just push, and out.
I was thinking about this the other day, and this is like the nerdiest analogy that I can make, but I think that you'll be here with me for this. So when I was a child, I am so old that I recall the first Pokemon games that came to North America. So when you played the first one, there was like this one rare like special Pokemon called Mewtwo, and you only had one chance to get him, and you could like save your game before you got to him, but like there was only one of him, and he was like this special magical, like you spent your whole game like trying to get to him. So when the second game came out and they had other like special magical like Pokemon, I thought it was going to be the same thing where like they're magical and rare and shit, but they live in that cave over there, and that's the only place that they live, and you save before you get there, and you just try 55 times and you will eventually get them. No. Nintendo said, fuck you. Fuck your childhood dreams. What we're going to do is we're going to make 3 magical dog Pokemon that look like cats. First off, they look like cats, but they're apparently dogs.
Yeah.
And they will appear, like, they'll have, like, areas of the map that, like, this one's only in this area and that one's only in that area. But to make them appear is, like, based on some, like, deep algorithm deep inside the game. Like, if you took, like, 75 steps to the left and 65 steps to the right, and it's a Tuesday at 3 o'clock, then that'll unlock the thing that makes them appear. I still don't know 20 years later how you're supposed to actually catch them. Because they will immediately flee from you. Like, they will see you and then they will immediately flee away, but there's some way to do it somehow. Yeah. And if you see them once, it's the algorithm that decides whether they ever pop up again. So you might see them once and then never again, ever again, like 30 years later. And I was like, oh, that's Ger. That's what Ger is. Yeah. I know the basic region of the map that he's going to be at and sort of the basic time. I have to time it perfectly to find him. And even if I do, I might get 30 seconds and then he runs away and then I never see him again. And I was like, oh, he a Pokemon. He's Entei or Suicune or whatever. And I was like, oh, okay. That is the chase that this is. Anyways, I don't know where we got there. I was just thinking about that. But so he dies in tits. It was great. Oh, I was talking about him sleeping and then running away at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways. Your girl saw him. That's fine. We'll talk about it in a second, but I caught him. So not after
I win.
After his 3-man show all about Churchill, which was an experience. I'm still thinking about it. But anyways, so back to this. So he dies. He's like, oh, Cleopatra, I love you. And she's like, I love you too. And he dies face first in her boobs, just as he did on Frankie Drake.
He died how he lived.
Yeah. Face first in tits.
It almost feels like a characteristic that when dying, he must face plant in the nearest breast.
Oh, it is a characteristic. It is known. It is seen and known and noted.
It's like, well, I'm going out. I'm going out how I want. Boom, right in some tits.
Poor Yana McIntosh. She was like, are you guys going to turn the lights off or what? Is he just going to lie here?
Is it ironic that Mac is in her last name? Because she had to do a lot of Mac.
She did. She was very good at it, but I'm sure she was real tired at the end of that.
We kick it off with, and like, not just like a no, but like I'm like a like it just goes straight like a.
I think something's wrong with your tonsils. I touched them; they didn't feel right.
It's a full Forever Night strike zone. Like the whole lower half of her face is gay.
She is wet. I think half of the sweat on her is from Ger's mouth. Oh wait, we haven't finished the play yet. We're almost done. Okay, so he dies in her tits. Oh no, she's sad. Okay, so she's trapped in her monument by Roman soldiers. Caesar is like, I'm going to treat you well. And I was like, okay, that's nice, Caesar. But it turns out, he's lying. He really intends to parade her and her children. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't believe anybody for anything at this point. Mm-hmm. But it turns out he's going to parade her and her children in front of his army wherever he goes to be like, look at this bitch. She loses. It's sad. Okay, whatever. So she finds out and she's like, you know what? I'm going to die awesomely and bravely with having a snake kill me. So she brings in the actor who played Lepidus. He still has the weird accent. He's got a turban on. He's like, don't trust snakes. He has like a 10-minute like weird joke character scene where he's like, snakes are bad and they'll bite you. And it's funny how you shouldn't trust them because snakes are snaky. And I was like, I've been watching this for 3 hours over 3 days. Shut the fuck up, not Lepidus. Just give her the goddamn snake basket. Shut up. It's weird. It's weird to put the joke character scene 12 seconds before the end of this play. Shakespeare, what? What Shakespeare? What? Did you have like a friend? Did you have a friend who like needed like a funny like monologue for something?
Yes.
Fuck. So at this point, I was willing the snakes to kill the snake merchant. I was like, that's how I want this play to end. I want the snakes to kill everybody. But the snake merchant is like, here you go. Here's the snakes. Oopsie. So he gives her the snakes, which like, why do the Roman soldiers, I know that he's like, I got a basket of plums or fruit or whatever. Why are the Roman soldiers like, oh, okay, fruit delivery? Okay, that's an exception to us having her under house arrest. Proceed. Go in with your basket of fruit. I was like, whatever, man. Everyone's dumb. I hate everyone in this play. They're all dumb. So fruit basket snake man comes in, gives her the basket. She tries to get the first snake to bite her, and it seems like the snake is not. The snake is just like hanging out on her boob. And I was like, that's okay. All right. Why is everyone obsessed with her nipples at this? Like, I was like, this is weird. And I feel uncomfortable by how she's like, oh, the snake is suckling at my boob. And I was like, I don't like this pornography. This is not fun for me anymore. But then she gets a second snake who is all business. And so gets bitten. Before she gets bitten, she's like, hey, my two servants, Iris and Charmian, I'm going to say goodbye to you. And I'm going to do my plan of killing myself that I told you about before off stage. But I'm going to tell you again about how I do, in fact, intend to kill myself in the next 30 seconds. So Charmian, she kisses Iris, and Iris is like, I'm so sad. Oh, my heart. Boom, dies on the floor. And my favorite part of sadness. This poor actress who plays Iris has like 4 lines, and one of them is, oh, my heart, boom, dead. And I was like, all right, cool. You're getting paid, sure. But my favorite part is that the second that she hits the ground and Cleopatra realizes that she's dead, Cleopatra's like, fuck no. If Ger meets her in the afterlife first, I am boned. He's going to start kissing her. And I was like, that is a fair thing to be afraid of. Yeah, no, Antony would definitely hit that. You got to sneak yourself real fast. You got to get in there because you only have a real short window. He is going to be ghost fucking so hard. You have to get in there. So poor Iris is like, no, boom, dead. So then Cleopatra's like, hey, Charmian, girl, I love your gold eyeshadow. You've been a good assistant to me. I love you, girl. I'm going to go peace out and kill myself. And Charmian's like, oh, I'm sad about that. And Cleo's like, yeah, I'm sad about that too, but fuck the Romans. And Charmian's like, I agree. Fuck the Romans. So Cleopatra kills herself with her snake. Psst, psst, she's dead. Charmian's like, you know what? You can't be found like this with your dress all akimbo. I'm going to zhuzh you up real nice. I'm going to, fluff your boobs and spread out your skirt. You're going to look real good when people find you. And then Charmian digs in the basket, grabs her snake, and is like, fuck you, Romans. When the Romans come in, they're like, what's going on? And Charmian's like, fuck you is what's going on. She kisses herself with the snake. She's dead. And Caesar is like, huh. Okay, all right.
Well, this feels all very dramatic, so I'm just gonna leave.
I'm just gonna back out, pretend I didn't see this. Everyone gets an honorable burial because I'm not a dick, even though I was a dick 2 minutes ago. Now I'm not a dick. I mean, I guess I could parade their bodies around and be a real dick, but I'm not gonna. That seems like a lot of work. I'm now the only Veer in the triumvirate. It's just me, so. I'm cool with it. All right, everyone else cool with it? All right, cool. End of play. And I was like, what? Fucking what?
What? I know neither Antony nor Cleopatra make it to the end.
No.
They both die. He dies a full 30 minutes before the play is over.
So he died and I was like, okay, we're near the end. No, we're not. Keeps going.
Oh. It feels like he negotiated for this. Like, I need a role that ends early so I can change and dip. And they were like, how about Antony? And he was like, cool.
Do I have to wear underwear? No, man, you're going to be wearing a caftan like 90% of the play. All right. Okay.
Sold. I will free ball for all of Antony and Cleopatra.
I will say that this is like, I know there was something else that we watched that had the same vibes as this, where I was just going from like kissing scene. And that was all it was giving me, like, the hope to get through was I knew there was going to be another kissing scene. So I'm like, I will just get through the shit in between the weird, hot, wet kisses. And, like, that's the vibe that this had for me. Because, like you said, Ger, it starts out, he's got his full-on skin-to-couch caftan down to his knees. He's got just been fucked or just woke up from a hangover hair, which he continues to have for most of the play, which as a choice I appreciate, I like. And they give him... And I know Allie is a professional piercer, and I don't know the names of like the different ear piercings, so I'm sure she's going to be like losing her mind when I'm like, I don't know, the piercing on the ear. But so they give Ger what I can only describe as a baby veal about to go to the slaughterhouse little earring, just a little like cuff earring on the
Yeah.
outside of his ear, the little like you've been tagged, you got your vaccine shot animal earring, which is my favorite fucking, I love it. It's so I am 53 and I have been liberated by young pussy. Give me a little earring. And I was just like, yes, correct. Mwah. Love it so much.
No notes.
So the play, as you said, the play starts with them kissing each other, and he is doing the full Forever Night from like eyebrow to clavicle. Just that's the whole strike zone. I'm going at it. He starts grabbing himself on the balls and like shaking, like he's gonna shake something loose. He is sticking his head between her breasts like so hard that I'm sure she had like a little like a shroud of Turin. Do you know what I mean? Like a little face mark,
his
like
face.
Just
yes,
yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
The shroud of Turin tit.
Yes,
yeah. And it's like every scene where they're together, they are screaming at each other and then just making out so aggressively wet and hard that like maybe that's why the lighting was going so dark. Because if you had seen all that, you'd be like, I feel like maybe I'm not allowed to be watching this. I'm an adult, but yet I feel voyeuristic because they are going at it so fucking hard. It was so those scenes were my favorite because they were just like balls, like just crazy balls to the wall, like blah, 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 like
yeah, like you could hear the slurping sound on the microphone, like this.
Yes,
and you're like, wow, they had to do that multiple times because every time they put on this play, they had to do that unless they really turned it out.
Oh, it's being filmed this time. All right, let me just grab my my breath spray.
And I noticed a thing he does this time, and I think it might be why his kissing seems so like intense and intent, because he literally looks down at the person's lips, like lingers, and then like whoa, like a snake, like strikes. And so it's like
it's missile guidance
coming forward, and you're like, oh wow, but it gives you this moment of like yearning, like he's going for the lips, and then he's like, like the least romantic, just like he like sucks himself to the mouth.
It is kind of funny. Yeah, it is kind of funny how you have that like half second of like precision right before it happens, and then it is like, oh, did you bruise her nose? Are you gonna hurt her? Is she okay?
I know. It's the least finesse after that. Like sounds like he should then go in slowly and like really, really get in there. But instead it's like a headbutt version of a kiss.
Like a cobra.
Except then he lingers, and then you get the like almost full diamond moment where he's like literally making out with her. If she'd had a sandwich or he'd had a sandwich, they would be sharing that sandwich.
I taste the hoagie you had 3 hours ago.
Is that roast beef? He's like, God, no, ham, obviously.
It's in my contract, paid in ham.
It is. It is in my caftan. Pulls out piece of ham. Where was that? Strapped my inner thigh.
Emergency ham. I feel like I can't even think about all the. I'm sure there were multiple makeout scenes, but like it's pretty much, it's just like the first like 5 minutes of this play that like I don't know, maybe I've watched a couple of times without watching the whole play. Maybe we don't have to think about it.
Maybe for just reasons, but he gets through that one, and then later he gets the one where he's like, "You can pay me with a kiss." And she kisses him, and he's like, okay, I feel repaid. And then at the very end, they make out again.
Oh, yeah, face to boobs.
There's a couple of romance scenes, yeah.
They're enjoyable to watch, and I feel like it takes my mind off of the fact that like nothing in the play makes sense and the characters don't make sense, and they're not even real people.
Get the vibe with it. You can't know what's going on. It's unknowable. So you just have to lean into the vibes. I mean, in terms of characteristics, there's a lot. He's got a lot of raised eyebrows. Of course, we're making out with chicks. Face first in tits.
Yeah, dying in boobs. Dying as we live.
Yep. The dick to brick index is far on the brick side. We are heavily bricked.
No,
heavily bricked.
No, because it's not evil dick. It's horny dick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're all the way to the dick side. Oops.
Oh, well, I was going bricking like he's dumb, but yeah.
Oh, he is. Yeah. Maybe this is like the ultimate convergence of brick and dick because he is.
Oh, it might be
all penis and no brain.
Yeah. Yeah, he is both brick and dick, but only dick because he brick. So that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe this is the ultimate Ger role. This is the mountaintop. We've reached it.
I am the king of fucking around. That is
This play does feel like fuck around and find out, the Shakespeare play. Do you know what I mean? Because all they do is fuck around.
And then at the end they find out.
I don't know what Antony is supposed to be doing, but neither does he.
I love that he is so inept, he can't even stab himself.
Yes.
He's like, where am I? I can't.
Well, yeah,
I don't know.
And that's the interesting thing is I was reading a little bit about like gender dynamics, because you know that scene right at the beginning where Ger's like, you know, it would be really hot and funny. What if I put a little scarf on my head and I dress like a little girl and then you dress like a big, strong man? You know how we have role played in the past? They have that where they're talking about like, hey, remember when you put on the sword and I put on the dress? And I was like, oh, okay. All right, a little progressive. Look at that. That's interesting. But like, I feel like if they weren't both kind of stupid, then the gender stuff would be interesting to me. Like she's actually more strong and masculine as a leader, and he is just blinded by lust, and he's sort of like passive and feminine, and like, do you know what I mean? Like that stuff would be interesting to me. But she's not good as a leader, and he's not. He's like raging around a lot. Like, I love you. I'm gonna fucking kill you. I love you. I'm gonna fucking murder you. And I'm just like, so you're not like. I like that you're playing with the gender dynamics, but it would be helpful if there was one brain cell between you, like to rub together. Like everyone's telling me that you're both such smart tacticians and you're both like thinking ahead about like how to make things better for yourself, and like you're like selfish planners. But like I'm not seeing that from any of you. I'm just seeing horny and then sad when the genitals go away. Like I don't.
Right. I'm going to go ahead and give my rating.
Okay, do it.
So I'm going to do an 8 out of 10 eyebrows. And I'm going that high because we get one of our rare golden characteristics. And that was a dat ass moment. And it's when the triumvirate are all talking to each other. And the cameraman is like, do you know what the perfect angle for this would be? Ger's ass. And he literally is like, center frame, leaning forward on somebody in front of him so his butt is sticking out.
Oh, he knows. He knows.
He's just like, I have presented the ass. Will you accept? And they were like, gift accepted. And they just filmed that ass.
Budget paid for.
Here we are. This is fine. This and a couple of ham sandwiches, and you don't even need to pay the cameraman.
Thank you for letting me have the opportunity to film this. So I do sloppy wet kisses, and I rate it on overall enjoyability. This one is hard for me because like the wet sloppy make out, grab your balls, let's do it in drag scenes are really enjoyable for me, but the literally everything else scenes are just me going, what is happening and why are you doing that and who are you and where did that guy go? And I don't know. So I guess I'm going to be real generous. Because it's our first time back, I'm going to ease into it. And like you said, there are so many characteristics. So maybe like a 5.25 sloppy wet kisses out of 10. Because the enjoyable scenes are so fucking enjoyable. Like there's nobody holding back in the makeout scenes. Like they are just balls to the wall, insane. Like these two characters are about to like penetrate each other in a room full of other people. Like every time that they're with the rest of their retinue and their court, like they don't see anybody. They are just slobbering over each other. And it is graphic and it is crazy and it's amazing to watch. But then like the lighting is bad and the costumes are cheap and they don't do anything for Yana McIntosh, and they and then the play itself is just hard to watch. Like I really like Julius Caesar. I like Julius Caesar because like I get what's going on. I know who the characters are. I get like they're complicated characters with, you know, varying like emotions that like varying things that pull them in different ways. And you get how they're conflicted, and you get why they choose to like betray their friends and do what they're gonna do to be for the betterment of the Republic. Like you get why they're torn and why they do things that you might agree with or disagree with. But then you come to Antony and Cleopatra, and I'm like, I get that you're horny. Like that's coming through like loud and clear.
Yep, heard.
But like everything else, like it's just a mess. It's just a fucking mess. I don't know.
Yeah.
So it's not the Stratford Festival's fault. Although again, if your light bulb budget could be increased to 2 light bulbs, I really think it would help the audience. I think we'd all benefit from it. A 2 light bulb budget, and we are on
We'd
our
be
way
good
to the
to go.
races. Yeah. I don't. So I would you recommend? Would you be like someone to watch this? Would you tell them to watch this?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, just to experience it would be good. You know, it would be helpful maybe if they did these plays where they filmed them when they didn't have a studio audience. Although you kind of need the reaction sometimes to be like, "Oh, that was a joke? Oh, okay, hang on. Rewind it. What was funny?" But other than that, like they're restricted in their movement and their lighting because they have people in the stands. And yeah, but I would say watch this just to, I mean, I feel like we see a lot of certain plays of Shakespeare, like Othello and Romeo and Juliet and Julius Caesar and Much Ado About Nothing. There's definitely these like hero plays that get staged over and over and over again. And then you forget that the vast majority of what he wrote is like, people are always like, oh yeah, nobody does that one. Like Cymbeline. Oh, that one doesn't get put on very often.
Yeah, and now we know why. And that's fine. But like I don't regret seeing it. It was such a weird. My favorite part of Cymbeline was being able to turn to you every 5 minutes and mouth, "What? What? Did you just what? Did you see that? That guy's head fell off." Like just it's so crazy and all over the place that it's like it's fun. Would I say go and see this in person? Maybe not, because it is fully 3 hours long.
Yeah. It's like, it's a weird exploration of survivorship bias where you have the survivorship bias of like, we think all movies in the 80s were good because the movies you see from the 80s are good. And it's like, no, it's just that they're 45 years old now. And the ones that weren't good haven't survived.
Yes.
And so with Shakespeare, you don't get that because everybody meticulously keeps up with everything that he has. So, but mentally we have like the Mandela effect version of membership of survivorship bias where we're like, oh yeah, he's really good. Didn't he write Romeo and Juliet? Oh yeah, he's really good. Didn't he write Much Ado About Nothing?
I've seen the good plays, so everything must be good.
Yeah.
And then you see the problem plays and you're like, the fuck?
Right.
What?
And you're like,
oh, it turns out not all of them were winners.
Oh, right. He was just a guy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Although there's like, you know, there's some cool, around the makeout scenes, there's some really cool, florid language that Antony and Cleopatra use when they're talking about like
it's a good moment. It's just not his like best outing.
Yeah.
But I would see it just to be like, yes, I've seen it. Like for the fullness of experience of the thing.
Yeah. And like those scenes are so compelling. But it's weird to be like, these scenes are compelling. I don't understand anything else that's happening anywhere else in this play, but like those scenes where Antony's like, let Rome and Tiber melt. I could give a shit about Rome. My place is here with you. Blah, 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 like into her stomach. I was like, oh yeah. This is great. This language is beautiful. It's visual. Like even before he's like, mouth humping her belly, like the words alone are lovely. Like a lot of the speeches of Antony and Cleopatra like themselves are great. It's just the context, like it's anytime Shakespeare tries to like put this like horny love story into the context with everyone else, that it's like, oh, okay, like the context around it, like I don't get it, you don't get it, Shakespeare doesn't seem to know what the fuck is going on. He's just like, I don't know, stuff. But the actual like Antony and Cleopatra moments of them together, that stuff is golden. That stuff is wonderful. That's really great. It's just, I would love to like control X that out of the play and like make that like a little mini, you know, horny sex play. And then that could be the play that we watch and not the...
It'd be like 45 minutes long. It'd be fine.
It would be great. It would be just wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Diamond boobs. Great.
Yeah.
Great. Just all the rest of it, I was like, what? I don't... Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I will, my final parting comment is this. I still don't know how old Ben Carlson is, and I don't think I will ever know. I think he is just like a mystery for the ages. And I appreciate that in the play, everyone's like, or Antony and Cleopatra are both like, Caesar, that young upstart. And Ben Carlson himself is like, why do they keep calling me young? Like, why do they keep, I am a grown man with gray hair. And I was like, yeah, you are. But also, how old are you? Why are you all ages and no age? You're some kind of weird entity outside of time and space. How? Nowhere on the internet. And his wife is an actress too. And we looked her up. Do you remember? And like, neither one of them has any, they're kind of like James Daly. There's no, I don't know when you graduated high school. I don't know when you were born. I don't know when you lived anywhere. Did you go to
he's
college?
Just the theater ghost. Maybe he's the theater ghost.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Do you need a guy? Boom, Ben Carlson. Which I appreciate. I don't know. I like that he is a man of inscrutable age playing a character of inscrutable age. I was like, good casting. Good job, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, yeah, everyone should go and see plays at Stratford. You should try and hunt down Ger, which again, I would just like to point out, I was successful at hunting down Ger, and he knew who we were, and I got a little hug. I don't know, did I mention that before? I got a little hug. It's fine.
You got the hug.
I got the hug.
You got the hug.
Yeah,
I'm so excited for you.
Yeah. He's like, I'm Garrett. And I was like, I know. I was like, I'm Meg. And I was like, from the coffee mug. And he was like, what, from the coffee mug? And I was like, I know you don't know who I am. But he was like, what are we doing here? Like, hug. And I was like, and then I blacked out. I don't know what happened after.
God damn it. All of our preparation was for naught, Meg.
I feel like he's always in such a hurry. So it was like a real quick hug, and like I made him stand there and hold Ikwe because I need him to hold his VHS tape of shame. We got a little picture, and then he was with his 90-ish-year-old parents, and so he had to take them away. And I was like, that's probably like as much time as I have before the air gets sucked right out of the brain, and I wake up in a gutter 3 days later.
Yeah.
With like a tattoo on my face.
Yes.
But anyways, so I hope that people go to Stratford. I wish you all luck in your personal Pokemon hunts. He is very fast, so you may not be able to catch him. I think we're back for good now, so I think we'll see you in 2 weeks, audience.
Sounds good to me.
We'll see what happens. Anyways, I don't remember how we end this.
Until next time, friends.
Oh yeah, until next time. Bye.
Bye.